guys, if we reach 1,000 likes, we'll be giving out 2 of our new shirts. All you gotta do is click like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. YouTube, when it comes to a story, I love nothing more than a gritty, reality-stricken fantasy hellhole. Fallout Equestria, Mass Effect, Skyrim. All these gritty roads with a facet of realization added on top of their layers of supernatural abilities. Yes, I love sci-fi. Yes, I love to see the good guy win. But in reality, heroes die fast and fail often. And that's why I love the Season 5 finale of MLP so much, because it showed us what would have happened in a world where the heroes don't always win. From Chrysalis taking over, to Flim and Flam winning Sweet Apple Acres, to the inevitable destruction of all of Equestria, an area that is completely void of life. Yes, it is a wasteland, but there's no lone wanderer here. It is a place completely void of all life. What person, what evil entity could be so heartless, so self-destructive, to destroy everything and everyone, sucking the very life from the land? Well, it's none other than Twilight Sparkle herself. So for this one to make sense, we're going to have to analyze the trend of futures we saw. In all of them, there was a villain the main 6 at one time defeated. Sombra, Chrysalis, Nightmare Moon. All of them had their own plans, but most of them wanted to rule the land. And we see them battling for control, or in Nightmare Moon's position, sitting all comfortable like, enjoying the spoils of her victory. But speaking of the bad end featuring Nightmare Moon, did you notice something? Rarity still has her cutie mark. In fact, in every shot we can see the main 6, they never have an altered or missing cutie mark. While Glimmer's plan was to stop the sonic rainboom, it seems that their destinies were all still the same. Which means the only thing that changed was whether or not Twilight gets into Celestia School for gifted unicorns. You may be thinking, well, there you go, Twilight never was a student of Celestia's, never moves to Ponyville, and therefore never becomes an alicorn. But to that I have to say this. Twilight does still become an element, and somehow does still move to Ponyville. She may even still become an Outlicorn. Why? Because every time we see the main 6, they're still together. And the fact that all 6 of them were in Ponyville in the first timeline, with 5 of them being there for the majority of their life, yeah, that's not luck. That's fate. Either that, or Celestia is pulling the strings from behind the scenes. And if that's true, you better believe that Twilight isn't simply not getting into the school. Most likely, Twilight, with the defeat of not getting into Celestia schools, shuts herself in. She most likely studied even harder and became even smarter. She was never destined to be average. And we know whether or not she got in, she still had the magical potential that she had originally. What we saw in the finale wasn't Starlight stopping the elements from forming. What we saw was her increasing the drive and determination of Twilight. You're probably wondering at this point how this all ties into the destruction of life on Equestria. But hold your horses, I'm getting there. You see, the human world seems to reflect what happens in Equestria, with some slight changes. Twilight not getting into Celestia School may be parallel to her not getting into Crystal Prep. Even if the result's not the same, Twilight suffered some sort of great falling in her life, and it's probably trying to make up for it. The drive that Sci-Twi had during the friendship game to collect magic would have only been amplified. And remember, she saw she was physically draining people and hurting them, but she still continued to use the device. This would have only been amplified in this timeline. And this is where we come to what can simply be described as the end. Twilight Sparkle of the human world would defeat Sunset Shimmer. The reason why the world is barren is because Midnight Sparkle sucked all the inherent magic from the planet. We see what happens when creatures are drained of magic. They become lifeless, grayed. They wither and they die. Unlike Tyrek though, she didn't just drain unicorns. She would drain everyone, and most likely everything with magic. She would become stronger and stronger, and most likely by the time the princesses knew what was going on, she would be way stronger than any of them. The only reason why Midnight Sparkle was able to be turned back to good was because she didn't want to release the magic. She was pressured into it. Now imagine if she willingly did it. Twilight has had the most potential of any character that we've ever seen. She's more powerful than, admittedly, probably Sunset or even Celestia at this point. We've seen Celestia lose time and time again where Twilight has succeeded. So I don't think it's too much of a stretch to say that. Twilight is, in a way, representative of ourselves. It's the whole premise of one bad day. We're all just one bad day away from being that guy that we see on the news. One bad day that Twilight, in a misguided attempt at making up for it, destroys an entire world. She let her faults and failures define her, and that's something you never want to do. Anyways guys, it's been Faith and Moliminous. I hope you enjoyed. Let me know what you guys think down below. And as always, thank you for watching, and be sure to hit that like button and subscribe if you're not already to join the herd today. Hey there guys, hope you enjoyed the video. If you're interested in getting some merch, visit our TeePublic store. And if you really love us, be sure to check out our Patreon where you can get some awesome perks for supporting the channel.